just got what we think is a pretty good find. We haven't touched it yet. It's still in the plug.
Just a little reveal on the side.
Focus right in there.
It's a little color. It looks like a possible ring.
Sure looks like a ring to me. Okay, pull her out, buddy.
Let's see what we got. Ooh, what is it? And it is a ring.
It is a ring.
A kid's ring, but is it silver? I'm not sure. I'm gonna say probably not, because it's a little girl's ring. It says friends on it.
Oh, bit of a junker maybe?
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, still, a ring is a ring.
Yeah, that it is. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's just steel.
Looks a lot like that one I found the other day that had the stars on it, the blue stars on the pink background. Same kind of design.
Maybe we found the matching ring to your friendship set.
Oh well. Next one will be the one, Steve. So just the other day, Steve asked me if I ever found a toonie with the center punched out of it. I said no. They're in there pretty good. They're designed to stay in there. It's like they're bonded eternally. Well, that was what I thought until now. Because I just got the outside of a toonie. Must have been whacked pretty good by a lawnmower. There she is. And that side comes up really nice and shiny. So, is that worth $1? $1.50? Half a dollar? Probably nothing except the metal value, but anyway, that's kind of cool. Catch you on the next one. So I just found a nice little heart charm here. A heart button, pin, thing, whatever it is. Don't know much about it yet. Doesn't look silver. So it's got a gold wash on it. But yeah, it's just a pin. It's only about 2 inches down. Probably got some more fancy on the front, so I'll check it out. If it's anything interesting, I'll let you know. Well, I got a nice little clad spill here. Already got 2 coins out of the hole, a 78 dime and a 77 quarter. Too bad they're not silver, but there's more in the hole. Have a look at this. I can see at least 3 more coins in there. This one being a quarter, probably of the same era. I don't expect there's any silver in here. And again, I'm relying on the camera in my phone to give me a date. Looks like 74, heading in the right direction. We got a nickel and a dime. If there's anything more or anything silver, I'll let you know. Wait, hang on a second, let's check that. No, that's about it. That's all there is in that hole, but five coins, including 3 quarters, a dime, and a nickel. Not too shabby. No, I'm sorry, 2 quarters, 2 dimes, and a nickel. It's getting late. I'll add that to the total. My best day ever for clad. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of a wrap up here before we leave this school. Steve's just getting his gear taken care of there. You can see it's a beautiful, beautiful late afternoon, early evening, I guess. We've been going at it for a couple hours. And don't know if we'll come back here because all we got was modern coins. Thought we'd get something old, but boy, did we ever get modern coins. It's a record day for me. Got 2 Hot Wheels cars. We could use some rubber, some new rubber, and a little bit of cleaning up. But look at the clad. I got 3 toonies, 4 loonies, 8 quarters. A record day for nickels. I got 5, 10, 11 nickels. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 pennies, and 7 dimes. I haven't even added up the total of all that yet, but it might pay for dinner. In any event, for knickknacks and flim-flam, not much. Old horse tackle. This here is a very colorful little thing. I'm not sure what it is. Very flat, very thin, probably piece of bling off of something.
That looks like a computer chip bit.
Oh, maybe it is.
Little numbers and
Maybe it is. Maybe somebody took their calculator apart or something back in the day.
Smashing it up.
Yeah. Oh, zipper pull, an old carabiner. It's a very heavy brass one. It might have some age to it. This here, I don't know what it is. It's got some writing on it. A design on the other side. It's a nice relic of the day, I think, right here for me. Nice heart pin with the pin part still on it. And this here, I'm not convinced that's just a washer. It's very heavy. It's got a rim around it. Got a hole through the middle, obviously, but thinking that's more than just a washer. Here's Steve's stuff. It's trash. 15 pennies, 3 loonies, a Lincoln Memorial, 5 quarters, 3 dimes, and 2 nickels. Steve also got a little, one of the smallest padlocks I've ever seen. And too bad we don't have the key for that, but probably a little for a little suitcase or something.
A little diary or something.
Yeah, it could be for a little diary or something like that. Oh, you found another cartridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like a 303 fired in a schoolyard. It always amazes me how we find bullets that are fired in schoolyards. Steve found a ring and a half. This one looks like it's slightly corroded steel, but it was pretty fancy back in the day. See what that is at the when he cleans it up, and something also that's got a bit of a shield on it with a lion, a erect lion. It's probably a button, a 2-piece. Steve will do more research on that. And you got a piece of a horseshoe as well, probably for a pony, small horse. And that's it. That's our wrap up for today, guys. And had fun. Got it for a couple of hours, and I'm sure going to add to the spendable totals for the year with this one. We'll catch you on the next one. I just pulled this out of the hole. Too small to be a penny. Probably about half the size of a penny, which is logical because it's a half penny. It's a British half penny. Might just be able to pick up some of the detail there on the reverse side. I haven't been able to get anything off the obverse yet, so, but it's probably fairly modern. Although this is the same area where a year ago, 2 years ago, I found a 1951 British penny. So there you go. That does look like Queen Elizabeth there on the front, though, on the obverse side. So interesting find. Okay, I got a little coin spill here. It wasn't ringing up as silver, but it's 5 inches down. So you never know. I haven't looked at these coins yet. I see 2. One looks like a dime, one looks like a nickel. Let's have a look at this dime first. Just trying to get an idea of who's on the cover of this. It doesn't look particularly old. Let's see the nickel. Doesn't matter if I rub this, I guess. Yeah, looks modern to me. Yeah, it's modern. That's the second effigy of Queen Elizabeth there. I'm going to check the hole though and see if there's anything else. I'll let you know. Okay, there was also a quarter in the plug, and it's a 1969. So that little dime, I'm going to take it home and wash it carefully and see if that's silver. I'm thinking probably not. It didn't look like silver, but quarter, nickel, dime in the same hole. Not bad. Well, I just dug this out of the hole. It's an older penny, 1945. Not extremely old, but old enough for me. Means that there's quite likely silver in this area as well. Nice 1945 King George VI Canadian penny. Let's keep looking. Okay, I'm going to try and live dig this one. Not 2 feet away, and not 2 minutes ago, I found that 1945 penny. And there's a really, really nice high tone right here in the hole. Let's see if we can find out what it is together. Could be just another penny. Okay, it's still down there. That's a good sign. It's nice and deep. But it was coming up in the 91 to 93 range on my Garrett AT Pro. Gonna give this lots of clearance here because, oh shoot, look at it. Look at that. It's the size of a quarter. Oh, it's not. It's some kind of a, it's kind of a some kind of a pipe cap or something. Oh man, oh, that was coming up so loud. And then I saw a roundness about the size of a quarter, but it's not. It's a bazinga. Oh well, better luck on the next one. Well, you're darn tootin', there's old stuff here. Just pulled out this beautiful 1940 nickel. King George VI, 1940. That should clean up real nice. That wasn't really even a high tone. It was mid to high 70s. But I thought I'd dig it out of curiosity more than anything else. It was also a bottle cap in that same hole, so that could account for the inconsistent signal. But that's a beauty. Well, my goodness me. I just pulled a piece of aluminum out of this hole, a square piece of aluminum. I thought, okay, that was it. That's the signal. Tested it again, got another signal, and I found something that is a bucket lister. My very first one of these, an old nickel. Look at that. Look at that. What year is that? Oh my goodness. Yes, I've never had one of these before, and this looks like a good one. King George V, I believe, facing to the left. I'm going to get a year off it. I'll be right back. Well, folks, that's a 1922 nickel. 1922, and is it ever beautiful? That is gorgeous. I never expected to get something this old from this property. And to think I almost overlooked it. Wow. That's going to clean up beautifully. I wonder how much that's worth, or if it's a key date. I will find out and let you know in the wrap-up. Beauty. So we're at what turns out to be a fairly modern park in a very old section of town. But turns out they redid this with just backfilled acres and acres in 2005, as it turns out. But we were on the outskirts, the perimeter, and Brian pulled up this coin here. What really appears to be a coin anyway. Right now we can't get any detail off of it, but that could very well be a token. Really hard to make out. It's quite corroded, fairly thin, but it's got the size and the weight of copper, that's for sure, a copper token. I think if it was a large Canada cent, we would know that by now, because they're very distinctive, and we'd be able to see some pattern on there. But just look at that at this angle. There's definitely something there. So Brian's going to take this home, gently rub it with a little bit of lemon juice, get the rest of that corrosion off, hopefully, and send me a picture, which I'll post in here if, in fact, we can get any more detail off it. So anyway, if that's all we get today, that's a good thing. But hopefully we'll get more. We're thinking of moving on from this park to a place further south once the storm passes over. You can see what the clouds look like here. Pretty threatening off to the west. But we had a storm earlier today and it passed over nicely. We thought we were okay for the rest of the day, but apparently not. So we're going to take a little trip, maybe 20 minutes, and hopefully things will have passed over by then. And we'll catch you on the next hole. So I literally just got out today and swung my detector over my first target and got this. It's a religious pendant. I can't say for sure that's silver though, because it's pretty crusty. Might just be dirty. I'll pour some water on that when I get home. You never know, but pretty sure that's what it is, a religious pendant. And it's got some weight to it, so yeah, might just be able to clean that off and find some silver. Good start to the day. Well, this is a cool find. Never found one of these before. It's a poodle. And it's got some weight to it, even though it's thin. So it could be brass or copper. Came up pretty high on the AT Pro, like high 70s. So that's pretty cool. I'll see if there's anything else in there. Well, it is hot out today. not so much hot, but humid, and it makes it feel really hot. It's a bit of a breeze blowing. Thank goodness for that. So I've been pulling out some interesting things here, and I got a 1941 King George penny, a few other older coins like that. But I just dug this hole here. So out of this hole here, it's dug down at least 8-10 inches. On the bottom of this hole, I thought I found an old style pull tab, and it turns out it's a cute little buckle. It's not brass or anything like that. It's probably iron because it's fairly corroded, but yeah, nice little buckle. So I'm sweating on my camera here, so I think what I'm going to do is just pack it in for today. I'll just work my way back to the car, and that'll be it. It's going to rain anyway soon, I think, so. But yeah, cute little buckle. I'll take it. Now this old key here rang up like a silver dollar. It was like 92, 93. Don't know why. Nothing particularly special about it, I don't think. Just your regular house key. Still, I like finding them. This one's fairly old because it was deep down, probably about 4 to 6 inches down. So anyway, I'll keep it. Well, this came up as a penny signal, and in fact it might just be copper, but I don't know, it looks old. I haven't cleaned it off yet, see if there's any design on it. It certainly feels flat. Somebody definitely put a hole through it, maybe so they could wear it around their neck. It might be one of those flattened pennies you get at the carnival. You put it in the machine, put a penny in a machine, and it comes out with a design on it. I don't know. If I can get anything off it, I'll let you know. Well, I wasn't going to film anything this session. Indeed, I didn't think I was going to get anything worth filming this session. As far as field footage is concerned, modern pennies, a couple old ones, including a Wheatie and King George VI penny. I'm back at the site where I found that 1922 nickel, and I just pulled this out of the ground. Definitely a quarter. The old mousse on the back is pretty smooth. I'm not going to risk much by wiping it just a little bit more to get a date off it. Oh, it's an old one. It's a good one. A 1940. That'll be King George VI on the front. That's not so bad at all. Anytime you can get a quarter that's silver, you got to be happy. Just feel the weight of that thing. It's beautiful. Not in the greatest condition. It was in circulation for quite a few years before it was dropped, but I will take it. Well, it's the first one of these I've ever found. It's an old Apple iPod. I wonder what kind of music's on it. It's heavy. Wow. I don't remember them being this heavy. Must be one of the original. Yeah, it's been here a while. I'll probably be able to see what vintage it is if I clean off the back of it, but yeah, it gave off a huge signal, like 95, and I thought, okay, either that's too good to be true, or it's a bazinga, but it's an old Apple iPod. Is that a bucket lister? I don't think so, but anyway, fun to find. Last hole of the day. You can see the sun's going down over there. The sun shows up red in the evenings now. That's because of all the forest fires up north. The atmosphere is just tainted with that smoke, but it makes for pretty sunsets. All the more prettier because I think I just found silver. This was ringing up high, high 80s up to 90 fairly consistently. It's a tiny little thing, but I do believe that's a silver charm, and it's a pair of wedding rings. Of course, miniature wedding rings, but yeah, I'd be very surprised if that's not silver. I won't get anything off it right now, but I'll check it out and I'll certainly let you know. It may say sterling in there or 925. They're very tiny, but very pretty. Someone's treasured possession at one point. Very cool. Last dig of the day, going home now. Gotta do my weekly video, and really appreciate you guys watching. Well, I'm scoping out a new site today where they're going to be developing pretty soon. It was a park at one time. It's basically closed off now to the public, but I did get permission from the realtor that's running the sales office here. And I've come up with my first find. and I'll show you what it is. So I thought for sure I had a large cent. It's the right size, it's the right shape. It's got you know, an outer perimeter ring and an inner ring. That's where normally the wreaths would go around the outside, but it turns out to be a Chuck E. Cheese token. So fairly modern. It would have surprised me to find a large cent here actually, but you never know. There's Chuck E. Cheese, where a kid can be a kid. So do some more digging, get you on the next one. Well, there's some old stuff here, if this is any evidence. It's a 1952 penny, King George. That's the last year King George was on the front of the penny before he was succeeded by his daughter Elizabeth II. That was just under the surface. Rang up a crystal clear 82 on my Garrett AT Pro. So I'll keep checking. I've been here for about 40 minutes. Just found that token in this penny and a couple of other little things, but I'll stay here for a little bit. Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Kevin of Digging Halton. I've got you a little bit closer to the camera this week because I've heard some people say that they can't really hear what I'm saying when I'm more than like 2 or 3 feet away. So I'm going to hopefully get better audio on this and make sure that you don't have to turn up your volume to full blast so you can hear me. Lots of stuff to go over this week. You saw a lot of the footage there where I've reviewed what I found. So many different artifacts and relics. A lot of really interesting coins, but not nearly as interesting as what's coming up in future videos. I've really hit pay dirt, but anyway, we'll leave that for a later episode. But in the meantime, here's the wrap up for this week, and hope you enjoy it. So you saw me digging most of this stuff. I'm only going to highlight the important finds. A lot of flim-flam and different unimportant relics. A few Hot Wheels cars. This really heavy brass carabiner, whatever it's called. Chain attachment is a good description, I suppose. But yeah, lots of other little things. Here's my spendables for this week. Really, really good spendable find. I got $13.65, including 3 toonies, 4 loonies, 8 quarters, 5, 10, like 11 dimes, and 11 nickels. So we came up with $13.65. Total for the year is $159.20. So that's really adding up. Here's the pennies that I found this week. The modern pennies, a total of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75 pennies. That'll go into the big penny bin or bucket. Important coins this week, quite a few actually. British halfpenny, modern. Just never found one of those before, so could stand a little bit more cleaning up. But there's the reverse side of it. 1/2 penny, Great Britain in 1945. King George, the 6th penny, which came out absolutely brilliant. Look at the detail. And I know you've seen a lot of pennies from the 1940s, but I just couldn't believe the condition of this one. It's just like it came out of somebody's pocket in 1946 or whatever. Really, really nice find. And again, another one, 1940 nickel, which is also in spectacular condition. It's almost got the factory luster on it. So that'll certainly go into my collection. Bit of a scratch there on the front, but that's okay. Don't mind finding coins from the 40s at all. And I really don't mind finding coins from the 20s. There's that 1922 Canada 5-cent nickel. And really good condition, as you saw. And yeah, another coin that'll go into my collection. That makes for a good week. Whenever you can add 2 or 3 coins to your collection, it's always good. And old silver quarters are also fantastic. You saw me dig this one. And although it's not in fantastic condition, it is still silver and from 1940. So what's that? A 60, 78-year-old coin, and a silver coin at that. So that's good. And another penny from 1952, and that £1 British coin that you saw me dig. Not old, but you know, pounds are worth more than dollars. So that's quite a nice find. I enjoyed that. I cleaned up that transformer quite a bit. Probably could use a little bit more tender loving care, but it's in really good condition. Not sure that somebody would be interested in buying it, but you know, I'll put it in my collection, and just for nostalgia's sake, because I remember my boys playing with these like 20 odd years ago, and they make for really cool toys. You saw me dig this religious pendant. It is not silver. It is a Saint Anne pendant, probably manufactured in the last 20 years or so, so not very old. You can see it's corroding, so that confirms that it's not silver. This is a very interesting pin. It is still fully intact. It's from the Variety Club. It's a charity organization that raises funds for cancer research, I believe. But you see a dove there on the front with a heart. They have a different design every year, and there's people that collect these very seriously. But they wouldn't be interested in this one because it doesn't have the original silver gilt on it. But anyway, still an interesting find. And I got a little French poodle here, which may or may not be a Disney figurine, but you can see where the pin was on the back, but it came detached, and that's why it fell off, I suppose, and got lost. This is an interesting key. I didn't realize when I was filming this that it had a really cool anchor on it. Oop, where'd you go? There it is. It's got a really cool anchor on it, so it may have been a key for a boat motor at the very least, and possibly something that's vintage. I always love stuff that's got anchors or military insignias on them, so if you know anything about that, or if it's significant in any way, please let me know. And other just, you know, regular stuff, except this Apple iPod here. I haven't cleaned it, don't want to clean it, probably just ditch it, but it is an Apple iPod, 4 GB. There's the serial number and model number A1199. These were introduced in September of 2006, so this Apple iPod is probably about 12 years old. A couple buckles, a Chuck E. Cheese token from 2008. I've found out, just you can see the year there. This turns out to be a phone booth token from Italy. There's no writing on it, no nothing, but someone on Facebook was very kind to point out that these were used for payphones in Italy, and no idea about the year. But still, really, really happy to find that out, because I knew it was something that was used in place of money. So, and then we got our creepy clown token. Didn't say where it was from or what arcade it was used at, but no cash value, obviously. Makes that very clear. No date on it, but still, cool find. So that's about it for this week. As I say, I've got some incredible footage coming up of bucket list finds and things that are extremely impressive. So stay tuned for future episodes. I'm sure you will enjoy. Subscribe if you haven't. Give a like or a share. And we'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching.